So you're going to the store and you're in the market to buy a new TV and you've got it narrowed down to the Q70, Q80, Samsung, QLED, and now you're trying to decide which one you want. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the differences between the Q80, which I have right here, and talk about the Q70. So we'll dive into the specs, the reviews, and the big differences, and hopefully help you decide on which one it is that you're going to get. That's today's video. Well, hey guys, Juan here. Thanks for stopping by my channel and checking out this video. So you're in the market to possibly buy the Q70 or the Q80 Samsung QLED Smart TV. Well, I'm going to show you why I bought the Q80 over the Q70, but we're going to talk about the specifics of both TVs and then let you decide on which one's better for you. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the cosmetics of the TV. So up here on this one here, on the Q80, it's got like a carbon silver finish on it that goes all the way around, and it's a real thin bezel type of finish. Now on the Q80, or Q70, I'm sorry, is a black finish. So it's all based on preference, which color you're probably liking, but I kind of like the Q80's silver finish just because it kind of contrasts the difference between the blacks on the screen whenever you have the TV off and then the silver on top. So like I said, that's based on preference, but that's what I went with, and I kind of like that look better. Next up on the cosmetics is something that is a little bit bigger in a difference. So on the Q80, they have more of a 90-degree angle, flat-footed pedestal leg that's on the Q80. The Q70 has more of an angled look on theirs. So which one's better when it comes to that? I kind of like the Q70 a little bit better when it comes to the legs, because the angled leg on it makes it a little bit easier to put a thicker HDMI cable on. On the back of these legs, there's a little door that pops off, so that way you can control some cable management, run your cable along the back of the TV and alongside the back side of the leg. And therefore you put a door that slides on there to kind of hide the cable. On the Q70, since it does have angled legs, you can put a thicker HDMI cable in there, making it easier to close that door that hides the cable. Now on this one, because it is a kind of like a 90-degree turn, it makes it a little bit harder to hide that cable. But is it that big of a difference? I don't know. I guess it depends on your setup. Now, if you're somebody like me who has the sound bar right here, it hides the cables anyway. So if you don't care about cable management, then this really doesn't pertain to you. But since I do have a sound bar right here, it's hiding the cable. So it doesn't matter whether I needed to put the cable along the leg or if I just wanted to let it dangle off the back of the TV into wherever I am hooking it up, it hides it. So I guess that's based on your setup and what you have going on your wall, if you got it hanging or if you got it set up on a TV stand like this. So that's one of the bigger differences between the Q70 and the Q80 as far as the pedestal legs go. Now, as far as the back of the TVs, they're exactly the same. The HDMI and all the inputs are on one side TV, and the finish and everything is the same on both televisions. Also, something else that is the same on both the Q80 and the Q70 is the remote. Both of them have the same identical remote that looks the same here, and it's kind of an angled remote like that. There's not a whole lot of buttons to it, so but no, they're the same remote. Kind of easy to lose, to be honest, but there you have it. Now, the biggest differences is the picture quality when it comes to these TVs. Both panels have a full array with auto dimming, and what that means is, say, like right now I don't have a light on above me, but if I flip on the light, it adjusts according to what is coming in and reflecting off of the screen. So both of them have that auto dimming feature. But one of the biggest selling points with the Q80 is that it does have that ultra black and that viewing angle technologies that's built into the TV. So what I mean by that is the blacks on it are very black. They're really dark, and if you were sitting at like an angle for the viewing angles, you can see the TV really clear even if you're sitting off to the side. So like in a case like our room right here, I do have a chair that's right next to the TV now. That's mostly for people whenever we have guests over or something like that, they sit there, but they can still look at it at an angle and see the picture really good. So with those two specifics built into this Q80, it does give a bigger edge on this television than it does the Q70. Also with the blacks, the real dark blacks, it does a fantastic job of reflecting light whenever you are in a well-lit room. Now this right here was the biggest selling point for me in deciding whether I wanted to get the Q70 or the Q80. So I'm in a living room right now. It's got some windows behind the camera here, and it's got a couple windows right here. As you can see, there's a window there. I have a really well-lit room, and so with a lot of natural light hitting that, this TV reflects that light. So if you were to take the same type of light and put it onto the Q70, you would see that glare from the windows. On this one, you don't see that as much. So that was the biggest selling point for me deciding on the Q80, was that glare in a well-lit room. So if you do have a room with a lot of lighting, this one might be the one you want to get. So when it comes to the Q70 and Q80, that is a big significant difference between the two TVs, is the way that the light hits the TV. Now the Q70, you can still sit off to the side and see the picture and get a good clarity when it comes to, you know, the angle viewing, but because of the colors and the blacks on the Q80, it does edge the Q70 a little bit better when it comes to that viewing angle off to the side. Now, since both TVs are the QLED Samsung technology built into it, it's almost like watching an OLED display. But here's one of the biggest differences between the QLED and the OLED is the QLED won't have that burning effect into the TV. So for example, if you have somebody who watches TV at night and they fall asleep and, you know, maybe a static image gets stuck on the screen, it won't burn it into the screen like it will an OLED display. I have a son who does that sometimes. He falls asleep on the couch while he's watching his shows, and so that thing will be, it'll go into like a dark dim mode, and then the Samsung logo will kind of bounce around the screen like that, but I never have to worry about it burning into the screen and ruining our investment here. Now both TVs do have the same smart menu that comes up on the bottom here. It looks the same as far as the menu goes and what you can do with it. So it does have that same type of technology built in for your smart TV watching experience. It does work with Bixby. Both TVs work with Bixby. Both TVs work with the Google Assistant, and both of them work with the Amazon Alexa. So now, is the Q80 worth the extra money from the Q70? In my opinion, yes. I think it all depends on your particular space of where you're watching TV. For me, having a well-lit room was the reason I think the Q80 was the better investment for myself. But if you are somebody who maybe has a room where you're just sitting directly straight on and you're watching it not at an angle, or you're in a darker room, then maybe you want to save a few dollars, go ahead and get the Q70. I guess it depends on you. Let me know in the comments down below which one you guys think is better. Are you going to go the Q70 route and save a few $100s, or are you going to go ahead and buy the Q80 and get this TV just like this? Now this one here is a 65-inch TV. When it comes to sizes, I guess it all depends on your setup with that as well, how much room you have in your space. But if you want to dive into more of the specifics of this TV, I'm going to have some links in the description down below of a full unboxing video of this, of a full review and my thoughts on this after owning it for a little bit of time. And then also, if you're looking for a sound bar like this one here to complement your TV, I'm going to have links in the description where you can see my full review on this Samsung Harman Kardon sound bar that goes really well with this Q80 TV. So I'll link all that down below, and if you have any questions on it, be sure to reach out to me. Hopefully this was helpful to you in deciding the differences between the two TVs. Yeah, let me know which one are you getting. So comment down below. If you like this video, go ahead and throw a thumbs up on it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so now. I make tech videos like this all the time, and I'd love to have you back at the next one. So until then, get out there, be safe, and be creative.